There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and it is July of 2022, and I was recently at BroadwayCon here in New York City. The Broadway Podcast Network put on some incredible programming, and I was very honored to be one of the shows that recorded live at the event. I had some amazing guests join me, and we had a Cats debate in front of a live audience. So what you're going to hear is live from BroadwayCon 2022. I hope you enjoy this episode. All right, thanks everybody for being here. Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. I am Mike Abrams. I host this wonderful podcast where we talk about why Grisabella is the wrong jellicle choice. So today we have some wonderful guests. I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. So I'd love to hear who you are, your theater connection, and then I'd love to hear the first time that you saw Cats.
I guess I'll go
Yeah,
first.
go first.
So, hey everyone, my name is Zach Bravo. I'm an actor. I recently just finished the 2021-2022 national tour of Cats as Rum Tum Tugger, I'm really honored to be a part of this podcast today.
Awesome. Yeah. When was the first time you saw Cats?
The first time I saw it, I was like about 10 or 11, and that was really weird for me to watch at 10 and 11.
Hey, I'm Zach Raffio. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Broadway Beat, which is a theater satire site. The first time I saw Cats, I was 14. It was a youth production in my hometown, and one of my best friends, Georgie Simon, was Grisabella. And at intermission, I asked an adult at the table next to us, "What is this about?" And I like cats a lot.
Well, I'm Jesse McAnally, and Andrew might as well go together.
Oh yeah, I'm Andrew. We're both from Musicals with Cheese.
Yes, and I think we watched Cats for the first time together for content, where we watched the whole 3-hour pro shot together.
Yeah.
But you also saw the movie and the national tour.
I watched the movie on Christmas Eve when that opened, and then I went to see the national tour when it came to Schenectady.
A Christmas gift for you, for sure.
So,
Wait,
I might have seen
this
you.
past time?
I believe so.
Oh, that's where I finished.
There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was that the? Oh man, what is that?
That was
theater?
around May.
Proctor's?
Yeah, Proctor's.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
right, so
I
you
might
saw-
have waved at you or shaking
I'm sure you
my
did.
ass.
I was up on the balcony, so.
Oh, I definitely was shaking at you over there.
Only you.
Yeah,
Just
this is
me.
for you.
It was me. It was for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way Tugger works. It's individualized for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shut the door, everybody out.
For you.
Specifically.
All right, so here's how we're going to do this since we're live. I have a handful of the cats. So not all of them. I made it a little easier. I didn't put Peter or Baby Grizz or any of the challenging ones. So I'm going to put them in my hat here, and we're going to draw, and then you are going to defend this particular choice for the Heaviside layer. And I also love the idea of having you also argue against each other. So whoever's defending, if you disagree, chime in and tell them why they're wrong. That's what I do all the time. So so we're going to pull a cat out of the hat, and each person is going to get who you have. And then after you do it, show who you get.
Oh boy.
Got to do. We're audio based. We need to get that.
dude,
This is an easy one.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
All right.
The ASMR. Okay. Do I get to keep the hat?
No, I pass it back because I'm going to take the other two.
Okay,
and
that's fair.
I will say, if you're extremely unhappy, there are two more, and we can do some trades here.
Oh no!
I feel like you got to be prepared for that one.
I kind of knew this was happening.
Yeah, this was not planned.
Rigged.
Good timing there. Well, here, do you feel good about that, or do you?
Oh
want to
yeah,
trade?
I'm good.
You ready to go?
This is good.
All right. Oh, I got two of the better choices here. All right, who wants to go first? Is anybody passionate about their drawing?
I'll sort of start because I got the one I wanted.
Oh.
Which is crazy. Which is Jenny Annie-Dot's, her kind of shtick, and why I think that she's separate from the others, is that all day long she doesn't do anything. She's very, very lazy. She sleeps. And then at night, she's like, I got to catch up, and I got to make up for the whole day. She's very, very active. And I find a sort of kinship with that. And I think that sort of productivity speaks to everyone. And I think that makes her the people's cat. So in many ways, the people's cat should be the one to die or come back to life.
Or the Jellicle's cat.
The Jellicle's
Oh,
cat, yeah.
Jellicle's cat.
I feel weird being like, I like this cat, and that's why she should die. But you all know what I mean. So Jenny Any Dots, she's you, she's me, she's coming back to life, baby.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Do we have any counterpoints here?
Who will train the mice?
Yeah.
What
I was
about-
going to ask that.
I'll do it.
You're going to do it?
How did you just become blessed as a Jellicle like immediately here?
What's
Okay.
your third name that you think about?
Oh man, I didn't think this joke through. I didn't think there'd be so much follow up.
It's a difficult matter.
We're a debate podcast.
Yeah, I'll take care of the mice. Don't worry about it.
All right,
Okay.
I know a guy.
fair enough.
All right. So 50% of the time you're doing nothing, and then the other 50% you're so good that you're the choice.
Yeah, I think so. And I think I personally benefit from spacing that out more, but it's where I'm at right now. And I respect Jenny for that.
Love it. All right. Who wants to go next?
You seem to be pretty confident in yours.
I'll go. I think this is an easy one. I have Old Deuteronomy, and I mean, it's in his name. He's old. It's time to hang up the coat. You know. He gets kidnapped. I mean, he's been through a lot.
No,
And
he gets skinned.
he gets skinned alive and gets it back somehow.
Yeah.
I think it's time to hang it up. He's gonna nominate himself for the choice and hand it off to someone else to make the choice next year. You know.
Old Deuteronomy is too selfish to do that, and here's why. He would not do that by any means. He loves his job too much. If anything, well, he's not in the pile, but Gus would be a good choice. I'm not defending him just yet, but like for Gus, I would be like he would be a good choice. Old Deuteronomy is like,
See, but he's traumatized.
for what? For getting skinned once?
Have you been skinned more than once?
I've yeah.
Give it a week.
I feel like this happens multiple times because I mean, the cavity has a reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Every
prob-
human
Who's
law.
to say? Who's to say McCavity didn't have that the last time that Old Deuteronomy was before he? I'm sure Old Deuteronomy has gone through the Heaviside layer, but as the same guy the entire time. Who's to say McCavity hasn't had that as a trophy?
Maybe,
It's
but
also irresponsible to say that Deuteronomy's trauma is any more important than any of these other cats.
that's true. But let's also think about this, right? The whole point here is that he made the wrong choice. So if he makes the wrong choice, maybe it's time to hang it up.
When do you think Monkish Trap actually decides it's his time? Because that's who's next in line, right? Like,
Oh, I think it would be a debate between Rum Tum Tugger and Monkish Trap. I think Rum Tum Tugger is like the underdog that
What
might.
about,
Mr.
We're not going by.
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I like how your answer was just, that's none of my business. Get out.
So am I going to defend
Yeah,
my
go
choice?
for it.
I think Mr. Mistopheles should have been the choice because he saves Old Deuteronomy. I feel like at that point there should be a give and take there. Like, you stopped me from being skinned through the power of cat magic. you are the Jellicle choice. Even the movie lent into that a lot
does.
more. Where I'm like, this is obviously the Jellicle choice, and then Jennifer Hudson's gonna come in and just steal it for no reason. As far as a narrative makes sense, if Mistopheles got chosen, it would make narrative sense.
I do love it's the quid pro quo version here. What
Yeah.
you're saying. When I saw the show the first time, I thought Skimbleshanks was bribing Old Deuteronomy when he hands him the ticket.
Yeah.
So that was my argument. Is he's clearly trying to get his way in, and since I'm holding Skimbleshanks, that's my argument. Is he's
You
he's
and I
bribed his way through
we
this.
Basically, both have the same argument where he uses trains and he uses dark magic.
the dark magic's kind of got you there. I
Yeah,
think
the
that's-
dark. He unskinned him.
He unskinned him. He saved him.
Yeah, from McCavity, who just is kind of not a problem anymore now.
Yeah. So as Old Deuteronomy, how do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, I think that would make sense. The other thing that would make sense, though, would be Old Deuteronomy gives it up and then hands it off.
You know,
To
I
Mr.
I
Mistopheles.
see that argument.
Or Tugger.
Or Tugger or Monkish Trap, who's supposed to be
I mean, Old
next,
Deuteronomy
right?
and Tugger
Monkey's
are
not in
like-
the pile right now.
I didn't put my.
Well, I want to hear the defense for Tugger right
Well,
now.
for Tugger, I mean, it was his idea to bring out Mistopheles to begin with. Of course, like that is that arc that moment where Tugger is like, okay, I actually want to help the tribe. Like I'm gonna stop shimming for a second and just be like, let's be serious. I think I know a way for us to get.
Tucker's just trying to get rid of his ex and get him to be the judge.
I would never. Tugger would never get rid of Mistopheles like that. Never. We'll not get into that.
We could.
No,
It
we
could be
can't.
good.
Do
They
you
seem
wanna get
interested.
Yeah.
They seem like they want us to.
All right, Tugophiles 101. No, he just wouldn't. No, he wouldn't do that to Misto like that.
See, I believe that they're exes and they're destined to get back together, and that was it.
That sounds like a really toxic relationship in my book.
It is Tugger though.
Yeah, he's not.
Stay toxic, my friends. No. I'm really close to how their dynamics work, and I just don't see that. But yeah, no. I think Tugger would definitely. I think because of how he reacts to how the rest of the Jellicles are when Old Dude leaves, that gives him an idea that something changes within him when it's like, okay, now I can't be the lone wolf. I got to be a part of the tribe now. And I think that is that should be rewarded in a way. I think so.
So you cause chaos for 2 hours and 20 minutes worth of show.
Well, okay.
But you've got this moment where you have your aha is there.
It's like Tony Stark in any movie. I'm gonna ruin everything, then save it at the last minute and be the hero.
You know who's not causing any chaos? Who's mostly just napping? Jenny. She's pretty much staying out of it until nighttime, and then you go to sleep, and she takes care of your business. And I want to reiterate
Awesome.
that's important.
That's fair.
All
That's
right.
fair.
What do you all as this panel think about Gus? Because nobody got to take the most common answer for the Jellicle choice. That's not Grisabella.
Oh, Gus was in there.
Gus is in here. Yeah.
Oh.
The thing about Gus is, I'm stealing an argument Andrew made earlier. Yeah, he's old, his paws got palsy, but he gets the strength to like come on and be what he used to be for a brief moment, and that's great. We shouldn't take that away from him yet. A lot of people are like the eugenics side, like he's too old, throw him to the any side layer. But no, he's got a lot of oomph in him still.
So do you think he makes it to next year?
I do, sincerely.
And he's still performing too.
He might be a little blinder and a little bit weaker, but he's gonna do great, and he's gonna perform while he's at it.
All right. We're gonna keep going here, but I want to hear from all of you. If you are Old Deuteronomy, put your Old Deuteronomy hat on. What is your criteria? Yeah, literally put your Old Deuteronomy. What is your criteria to make? Let's not say this year's choice. I want to hear next year's choice.
Okay.
So how are you choosing next year? For, let's say Grisabella isn't out of the picture. How are you picking next year? Not who are you picking, how are you picking? What's your criteria?
I think the clock starts now. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching everything you all do from here to next year's choice, and really just gathering my data. I'm not basing it on anything they've done in the past. It's really just from today through then.
That's good. I do have a sincere Cats question that maybe folks that know it a little better than I. For the Jellicle Ball, are these people? Is it like a special occasion where they don't see each other very often, or do they just hang out a bunch throughout the rest of the year? And the Jellicle Ball is just a nice time.
Well, the Jellicle Ball's an orgy. So
Yes. Yeah.
I do think that they hang out throughout
Okay.
the year.
All right.
Or that makes that whole premise a lot
Well,
stranger.
I mean, I think some of them don't though. Like
They
Skimble's on the train.
He's on the
and-
train the
yeah.
whole time. I feel like they don't see him.
Yeah.
Zach, you looked ready to jump in there with a different opinion.
Oh
on this.
no! I don't have a different opinion. It like you're very correct. It is an orgy. It is to an extent. I try not to think about it that way. But you know, I see Plato lifting up Victoria. I'm like, and we're all crawling up to this circle. I'm like, yeah, this is an orgy. But it's a fun one. I'm gonna move on. But
Better than any orgy I've been to.
but no, I don't know. Like, well, as far as criteria, I would actually judge their actions from the past, instead of like the time is now. Although I do like your argument there. I would definitely take it like, oh, like, okay, let's see where you left off from then and see where you are now into the next year. And if they had changed in any sort of way, like Tugger, for instance, then I would probably be like, yeah, sure, you could go.
All right. So it's basically how you have acted throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that confused it, because then you're changing your criteria from the previous year, where Grisabella sat at the start and sat at the end.
Yeah, I'm flipping
Well,
it.
I was a different old dude back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you change every year.
So you changed.
Yeah.
Getting skinned alive changed you.
Why not? Yeah.
So maybe you get the choice.
How did you make last year's? How did you make last year's choice then?
I got interrupted. I got interrupted because Grizz just came in. If anything, like at that moment, I would have chose Skimbleshanks. I feel like he would have been a really good, a perfect candidate to go to the Heaviside Lair.
I mean, is Santa still judging me for last year when he makes this year's decision?
Yeah.
That's the bye, guys.
Drop the mic right there.
I don't know. I feel like you just got to do it beat by beat.
So yeah, just every year, different choice, different criteria.
So next year, it very well could have been McCavity, because if we're starting over, he could just
Cavity's not a Jellicle cat, though.
He's not a dear little cat?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
Ooh, I don't know that.
Any thoughts? Is
See?
McCavity a Jellicle or not a Jellicle?
Wow.
He's not. He can't even. He doesn't qualify. That's why he's trying to steal his way in.
Even the audience is torn
I know,
here.
yeah. So wait, are you saying like McCavity like renowned himself as a Jellicle cat? Because I think he's a Jellicle cat.
I thought he was a Jellicle cat.
Yeah. Who said he wasn't?
He did. Just
Why?
heard him.
It might be like, you know when you get like a
He's-
service animal and you can like print out the thing if you need to? It's like, I think if they went and checked the database, maybe they'd see that he's not. But for all intents and purposes, he's getting on the plane.
Like he's a cat, but he's not a Jellicle cat.
Right.
Like he's not invited to the Jellicle ball. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Well,
So
neither was Grisabella.
Grisabella
No, she
wasn't
was.
a Jellicle cat either.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, oh, I thought she was like whining about not being able to let in or touch nobody.
If she
No.
crashed the party and then got selected, there would be riots. I'd be furious.
I will
Yeah.
say the movie implies that is what is happening.
Yeah. She just kind of.
I think she does crash the party. That's how I always interpreted it.
Other
Yeah.
people just don't seem to like her.
It seems like she gets invited back in. She like crashes and then gets welcomed.
That she became a Jellicle again, and that's
Yeah.
why they picked her.
Is that the new life that begins again? Becoming a Jellicle and then dying?
Well, so there's some interesting pieces of that. That's where the potential baby Grizz comes in. So there's a baby Grizz, which
yeah.
dances the opening number,
Yes.
which I think is just a body to dance, but they're named baby Grizz, so it could be foreshadowing her reincarnation.
My theory with that is that like when we see baby Grizz in the beginning and then we see like Grizz at her worst, is like we like the Jellicle cats don't. Time is not relevant to how like we perceive time. So, do you know what I mean?
No.
They judge by the moonlight, right?
Yeah, sure. yeah, sure. Why not? No, but like I don't know how to explain it. I explained it really well on our podcast one time. About like how like so like time.
It's not annual, is basically
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know,
Yeah.
because the question is it says it's like an annual or
Yeah. Once a year.
once a year,
Yeah.
but you're saying the year is
it
different.
different
It's
in
a different
cat
calendar.
years?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're not going on the
Because
current-
like you know, Jellicle cats are very pretentious. Like we know how great we are, and we see the audience, and the audience is like they're in our space, and it's like okay, well, we're gonna tell you how great we are, and you're not gonna catch up anytime soon because you're not smart. That's basically the premise, and we're gonna dance our asses off and look cute and preen and all that stuff. So if we really want to get technical, like Monkey Strap is telling like Jellicle cats meet once a year. That's once a year for y'all, but once a year for us is like probably like once every 5 seconds, or whatever. Once
That's a
every.
lot of orgies.
Yeah.
They're cats.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the junkyard, everybody.
That is I had not thought about it that detailed. Cerebral is that okay? It's you're living a different life. That's why you get 9 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Hold on. If the Heaviside Lair take away one of the 9 lives, do they only get to go 9 times?
Theoretically, that is the
I don't think the 9 lives thing applies to cats.
so the
Not to Jellicle
2016 Gus said that he thought his 9 lives were over, and that's why he couldn't be picked because he wouldn't be able to be reincarnated. There's also a belief: is it truly are they dying, or is the Heaviside Layer just you know, a little spot in the Winter Garden Theater, you know, that's just up in the attic.
There's that line where they say it might just be a spot.
Yeah,
Winter
it just
Garden
might be
Theater.
in the attic of the Winter Garden Theater.
Didn't make
And they
sense
go
for
up there and they hang out.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Hugh Jackman just wandering around and then
Yeah,
accidentally stumbling into the heavy side lair.
There are
What's this? Huh?
hundreds of Grisabellas up there. All right, I want to now pivot because I think besides Zach, you got I think your choice, but you all got randomly selected choices. I want to hear who you would actually pick if you're Old Deuteronomy picking.
Skimbleshanks for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
give your reason.
Well, if you hear the music at the very top of Act 2, it's very specific, where Old Deuteronomy is singing the moments of happiness. I had to sing it real quick. The moments of happiness, and there's a Skimbleshanks motif that kind of implicates like, oh, like that could be him. That could be Skimbleshanks. I mean, I did the show 8 times a week, and I always heard that, and that always made me think like, oh, that could be a sort of signal being like, oh, could be Skimbleshanks. And he's so like he's very like fatherly too. I feel like he like takes over that sort of position when Old Deuteronomy is not around, where he's like taking care of like all the rest of the kittens and like. I mean, at least for the dynamic between Skimbleshanks and Tugger, like he's my uncle, and I just like to mess around with him. But he definitely has that sort of like maturity where like he can take care of everyone, but he can also hold his own. And I don't know, like, and his song is like really great. I love his song so much. It's very Christmassy.
So if you're Skimble, are you angry every year that this happens? That
If I was Skimble?
Yeah, that you.
Am I
that you
angry?
Yeah, you're angry that all of a sudden this, you know, this cat that left you all comes back and takes your time to shine away.
I probably would. Chris definitely did that.
Yeah.
Every night he was like, what the hell?
Zach, are you sticking with Jenny?
I'm gonna stick with Jenny, but I do like the railway cat. I like that he has a job. That stands for something in my eyes.
Jenny has a job, right? And takes care of the mice.
Jenny, she has a job to a point. She has more of a.
Oh, night work is the same as any other job.
It is, but she's training animals. It seems more like if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Whereas Skimbleshanks is really clocking in, clocking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with Jenny.
All right, Jesse.
Bust for Jones. Death to capitalism.
Not skin and bones.
He's taking up everything. He's ruining the entire Jellicle community.
He's drinking too much of the milk.
Oh yeah, too much.
Love it. Love it.
I have to pick Grisabella because
I thought we were gonna get through this whole thing without anybody saying
no,
it.
the heavy side layer is not a reward. It is a mercy killing. So Grisabella is the only one who deserves that.
Old
That's the
Deuteronomy.
first thing you said when we shook hands. You said that to me and you whispered it. Okay.
Chris deserved to die. Ooh, you gotta chill.
Mercy.
It's a mercy kill.
Okay, Kevorkian over here.
Yeah, I'd say, tell me more here.
Well, I mean, the reason none of the other ones are picked, and they're better choices if it was a reward. But Grisabella's the only one who is so sad that she has to die. You know? You could have argued that's the show, though. That's the show.
You could have argued that
You
with
could
Gus
argue
as
this for
well.
Gus.
Gus is not sad at the end of his song. He's very happy and performing.
Damn it.
Skimbleshanks, the railway cat.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's the Jellicle way.
They're all monsters.
You pulled this, and this is like you just embraced Old Deuteronomy here when you got that, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Put the coat on. I got skinned.
Okay, who is the least worthy?
Who are the two that are always running around together?
Mungo Jerry and
Mungo
Rumple
Jerry,
Teaser?
Yeah.
Them?
I mean, they team up with the Cavity, right? I mean,
That's none of my business. But, but I don't know. I think they got each other. They don't need to separate.
That's also the twins. There's the twins.
Oh, Tantamile and Corcopet?
Yeah.
You don't need them.
Yeah.
Old Dude needs them, but we don't really need them. They could go.
They're the ones that usually get cut when there's not enough cats anyway, so it feels right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue the Rumpus Cat.
The Rumpus Cat's not real.
He's not worthy. Real or not, he's not worthy. That superhero outfit, no.
Hey, fair enough. That's Gus, though, isn't it?
That just doesn't matter.
It's Gus in a character.
I mean, if the movie can go and take Growl Tiger, which is also a character, and then make him like a real character for some reason, Rumpus Cat.
The movie made some choices.
What?
Yeah.
The movie's great. It's a 1-to-1 adaptation.
Well, we're gonna get there in a second.
Okay.
I want you-
I don't know how anyone could pick Buster Jones.
okay.
Yeah.
You gotta get him out of the. You gotta get him out of here.
Yeah, other than like an actual like revenge killing. At that
No,
point.
it's like, oh my god, our resources.
True. Yeah.
Okay, let's go into the movie. Christmas.
Christmas Eve.
2019.
By myself in the theater. Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh, it was. Everyone left. Like there was like 4 people in the theater, and they left like midway through, and it was just me.
Just you.
I was just sitting there. and it
private
was
screening.
Private screening of Cats.
The
That was-
opposite of a rowdy screening.
Yeah, and it was before the improvements to the.
Oh,
to
yeah, you
the
saw
CGI,
it,
so I saw
yeah.
the original.
You saw the hand and all the other.
The hand cut
Yeah,
and
the hand cut,
the other cut.
The other guy, there's just like a boom mic and an actor just standing in the middle of the Jellicle
They
tribe
didn't.
at
They
one
didn't
point.
finish the movie, and they put it in my theater.
Yeah. And you got to see it by yourself.
I got to see it all by myself. Nobody wanted to see it with me.
That's good. Where were you, Jesse?
I am in a. We live in different
Yeah.
states, so I saw it the night it opened. That was the first time I saw it, and I was a little too
I
drunk.
went to see it 4 times.
I saw it twice for the podcast, and I was a little too drunk, so I was like, did I see what I saw? So I went back the next day, and I was like, just bone sober. Yeah, I saw what I saw. And once again, started with like a half-full audience by the time midpoint hit. The audience was empty.
Which viewing did you like better?
The second one, only because there was one other person in the audience, and then when Jennifer Hudson sang Memory and got to the Touch Me part, he stood up, clapped, and then left.
They're like, I don't need to know that cats aren't dogs. I'm out of here.
You don't need to.
I brought 4 other people that stuck through, to their credit, to the
Love
end.
it. I love it. They didn't get to see the fourth wall be broken at the end there.
And you feel like you're trapped. In the movie specifically, you feel like you're trapped.
Zach, have you seen it?
I have. I saw it very late. I saw it last year on a plane.
It's a good viewing spot for
Yeah, it felt, I was like, oh, I never just got around to it, so I double featured that and The Father with Anthony Hopkins. Which was like 2 bad choices, both for different reasons. Don't watch The Father on a plane. I had to like go to the bathroom after and sort of calm myself down, and then I watched Cats and had to calm myself down for different reasons. Just watch Pitch Perfect 3 or something. It's a better point.
I watched it 2 weeks before I started rehearsals because I wanted to get a little bit of insight. The first time that I had heard that it was coming out, like I was doing a production out in Long Island somewhere, and I heard that. I'm sorry.
Who were you
In the show? Oh, you just got your. I played Rum Tum Tugger.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I played Tugger in the last national tour, so when I heard about it, I was like, why? Because I from the image itself, I was already like, I don't know how I feel about this. But then I watched it just to just watch it, and then after seeing it, I was like, I really hope we're not going for this sort of vibe with the show. And then ultimately, like, of course we weren't, because we were doing the revival version back in 2016.
How did the rest of your cast feel about the movie?
Well, we had a press team to tell us to not talk about the movie, and if we were asked about the movie, we had to say, while the movie is a great take on what Cats is, we prefer you see it live. We could not like.
You couldn't say don't watch the movie?
We couldn't shit on it, basically. we couldn't.
I can't imagine you all just being in there and being like, hold on, here's my talking points. The movie is great. Come see it live. Like you have to like pull out your word for word quote. From
No,
the
like
BRT.
there were moments where like I had to like write it down because like I would get like phone calls that like for like articles for like the theaters and all that stuff, and I would just be like, okay, I gotta be. The movie is really great, but we really prefer you see the show. When really I was like, it's trash.
So you're saying people on press tours don't always tell the truth?
The movie was.
My mind is blown.
I will say that as far as like the score is concerned, they did have like a more modern twist to it. So I did enjoy that because there's only 2 versions of like the orchestration of Cats, which is like the London version and in '81 and the Broadway cast recording in '83, both of which had very different sounds back then. And even in the 1998 staged film version of it, Andrew Lloyd Webber was still like trying to make it as big as possible. Like I think he had like almost like nearly 100-piece orchestra just for the '98 version. So like he's he's just always trying to go bigger and
Love it.
bigger.
Zach, I'm still thinking. Did you have any weird reactions on the plane? Because I watched the '98 movie on the plane, and I got some looks for sure.
You mean like people like watching?
Yeah, watching you watch Cats.
No.
It's like
Yeah. Every person on the plane, besides me, was watching Jungle Cruise. It was as if the choices were The Father and Jungle Cruise, and somehow Cats at one point. So I think they were very interested in The Rock's little hat, and they weren't really paying attention to me.
Yeah, you got off. I'm glad you got
Okay,
off the
King
hook.
of Switzerland over here. A little thing called Spirit, thank you.
I'm surprised the TV worked.
Oh, it worked.
All right. I do want to. I want to open up. Is there any questions from the crowd here about Cats? You all know my point of view on it, but love to hear. Open it up for a few minutes before we wrap up.
Come on, guys. Cats.
Somebody's got an opinion.
He is the Rum Tum Tugger. Come on.
I do have something to say. I know it's based on the T.S. Eliot poems, whatever, and like, a lot of people feel like they see Cats and it's like, this is nonsense, but I kind of feel like it's actually genius.
It's a hot take.
Do you think it's nonsense or genius? And that's all I want to know from all of you.
What's your talking points from press?
it's quite genius. No. It, in my opinion, it actually is.
I really think so.
Because it doesn't. It's just open for interpretation, which there are not a lot of musicals like that.
I think people can't handle that. They're like,
No, yeah. I mean, Andrew Lloyd Webber at that time was pushing the envelope a lot, especially with like the Bible musicals, the Jesus Christ Superstar,
Yeah.
Joseph, and all that stuff, and Cats. I'm sure people were like, okay, now he's going crazy with just dancing cats. What's this? But no, there's actually something very magical, dare I say, angelical about it, about like how you can like. I think that's what's really great about this panel and this podcast, really, Mike, is that like you can have your opinion as to like who you think is actually worthy of going to the heaviside layer, and I know for me when working in the show, I tried to develop different points of views all the time whenever I would interact with a different cat, whether it be Mungo Jerry or Monkey Strap or Corcopat. I knew that I knew that Tugger was never going to be a choice. Chrissy Cartwright, who had worked with cats like from the very beginning, she told me straight up, he's not a contender. So I was like, all right, great. So I'm just here to live life and party all the time. But I'm sure that there are other people out there that could argue that like, oh yeah, no, he could be a contender. I tried fighting for him for like 5 minutes, but I really do think that it's it's really great in its own way because you can have your own thoughts and opinions about it and which direction you want to go. It's like a choose your own adventure, a musical sort of deal.
The genius of it is that it was a world that was built, and there's probably somebody that relates to everybody. And so that's kind of where you can see a little bit of yourself in probably one of the characters or a couple of them. The hard part about it is that it's really hard to, at that point, follow it. Because it's because you're in a world, you're not really getting the structure. And that's where, as I've now have 80 episodes of this, there's stuff I didn't know in the first 10 that I still, I didn't know the ball was an orgy. I didn't know some of these, things that everyone's like, oh, yeah, this is universal truth of cats. And I did not pick that up when I saw it in 2016. I think that is hard for certain audience members. If you are I'm a sitcom fan. It is not a sitcom. It is not a neat and tidy story through and through, but it's a world you get entered into. And it's from the moment you walk into the theater because you see the stage. It's there's not a curtain. It's you're in the junkyard from the minute you go. And so I think that's what's pretty interesting about it.
Anything that's made that much money is genius.
Yeah, it's been around for 41 years. We were just talking, it's in Vienna right now. It's on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It's touring internationally. It toured in Southeast Asia. It's got the Broadway revival. It is running constantly. There's a youth production in Canada going on right now for 18 and unders that someone just told me about. Because that's what my life has turned into, by the way. But it runs constantly. And so to your point, it's made a lot of money, but it's because it's relatable content for almost everybody.
And it will outlive all of us.
Yeah.
Any one of us in this room, Cats will survive beyond it.
Exactly.
Also the music, the music itself is just so flourishing. Even when you just hear ba-na-na, come on. I just got chills doing that. I don't know if they did that for the Gillian Lynn version, but in the beginning of the overture, when it has that big floor, it's ba-na-na, and they have this light ring that comes up, and it's just so, oh man, I watched it from the corner every night doing the show, and seeing that, that's the magic. That is the magic that Cats has to offer. It's not only, us jumping cats, but the music itself. It makes you feel shit, So there's that.
Love it. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, panelists, for having an incredible debate and discussion. All right. And everyone, enjoy the rest of your BroadwayCon. I hope you had a blast hearing the live episode from BroadwayCon. So thank you for listening to this episode of The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. To follow along, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you listen to your podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Wrong Cat Died, and check out our website, thewrongcatdied.com.